Oh my gosh, this film, A Girl's Trip Gone Wrong. Am I right? So tell me about how your character, Beth, she's a prime suspect in this murder mystery and how she really has to prove her innocence here.
Yeah, she's a new mom, kind of coming into her motherhood and all that that means to her and to most of us. Her whole sort of world and perspective has changed. She's raising a child, she's given up her career and she's decided to take this weekend away, which has taken, it's been a long time in the making, with a really old dear friend. And of course, she's not who she used to be. She's a little bit more tired, a little bit more wise, a little bit more apprehensive of going with the flow, which I can totally relate to. And then, of course, yes, it all goes wrong, and she's thousands of miles away from her family and having to sort of um, become the hero in her own story, and connect with her gut and her instincts and her heart, and figure out who done it.
You all kept me guessing. So talk to me about how there's going to be so many twists and turns and why this really is like the perfect crime thriller to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything that I like about murder mystery that I consume regularly. I mean, I listen to podcasts and read every kind of like, tense murder mysteries. I mean, I think that it's kind of like, in some ways it's a little like candy, it's just like it goes down so easy, even though it's like the most terrible like subject matter, but we all love it. And I think that like you get to, in real time with Beth, go through and, yeah, become the detective. And I think that the as I was reading the script and even having known every single beat and having experienced it and been through it, like watching it as well, um, you know, I get enticed by all the red herrings and the potential romance and the location. Like it's all very, you know, it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
no, a
a
lot of
fun watch.
surprises. A lot of surprises.
Yeah.
You said earlier, Beth is a new mom. You have been in her shoes. You have two little ones yourself. How were you able to relate to her?
I mean, very, very much on that level. I think like, was described as a 35-year-old with a 10-month-old baby when I first started, when I was reading it. And I was like, that was the exact, I mean, uncanny is exactly where I was with my second kid. And really, I thought such a rich description, and, sort of journey for a new mom, having gone through it, twice myself. It really is portrayed as like, this new, um, sort of like, sloughing off or shrugging off of like your old self that you will never be again, nor would you want to necessarily. But, her trying to reconnect with an old friend and all that, I can absolutely relate to that. And then also having all the guilt and fears of being away from your baby for the first time. And so I think it's captured very nicely. Obviously this is the hellish possible scenario, but
Well, you were
yeah.
the perfect person to play Beth. It sounds like you have a 6-year-old and a 1-year old. How is your husband a great girl dad? We love hearing that.
I mean, he would probably be a better person to answer that, just because he's like, the one doing it. But I get to the joy and the pleasure of watching him become a father, and he's everything that I imagined that he would be as a father when we decided to have kids. It's really amazing that he's become that, and becoming every day more so. He's I think he has like a real understanding and a support and a kindness to me of all the ways that I feel so empowered in my femininity. And I see him connecting with our daughter in that way. And I think it's innate for him.
That's very sweet. And now I'm sure he's so excited about having a little boy, a son.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a different, it's a different, it's different. I mean, it's really cool. And it's funny because I feel that, you know, you have two sets of genes and you just make a kid and you just figure that it's going to be about the same, and it's like not that way. And then you put in birth order and the sex of the child and all these things that actually do contribute to, you know, their little souls being so different and in wonderful, beautiful different ways.
Definitely. There's a difference between girls and boys, and we figured that out pretty early on. You have such amazing fashion. You always have so much fun with it. So I just want to show you some of our favorite looks at Access and just tell me a little bit about them. This look, Emmy's 2009. What do you remember about this?
Doesn't that sound like so long ago? That feels like yesterday, but so long ago. It's so funny whenever I think of that. I love that dress so much. And it's like a little pillow on each shoulder. Yeah, it's funny how like a dress can be on a hanger and you're like, what is that? And then you put it on, you're like, oh, this is what they were doing. And so it was kind of one of those.
And you and Blake really complimented each other. You had the red lip.
It turned out, yeah. It's so funny how that ends up happening. I don't think that was planned. I just think it happened.
It just happened. Met Gala, I think this was 2009. What do you remember about this? Like, this is really fun.
2009 really was happening for me. I was dressing up a lot. I don't do that anymore. That was like a dress with leggings, kind of like a, you know, embellished pant, which was such an interesting, funny look. I think that was the first time I ever maybe went to the Met Gala. And yeah, I remember trying that on, and I can't remember if it was like at first, like, no, you wouldn't wear the pants because like that's crazy. And we're like, well, I have to wear the pants. And then I'm really glad I did, because it's like its own cool. I mean, it makes the outfit.
If you're gonna experiment, the Met Gala is the place to do it. No one will judge you. You know how to rock a pantsuit. What do you love about putting on a pantsuit?
That it's pants and I'm just like comfortable in pants. That's what I want at all times. I mean, every time although I do like a long dress, I think that there's like a comfort of being like, you could be wearing pants under the dress. I want like, you know, I don't know, the comfort of it, I suppose.
We love it. And by the way, before we go really quick, are you watching Euphoria?
It's so funny. I just literally like 2 hours ago, someone's like, oh my God, in Euphoria. I'm like, man, I think I need to watch it. Although every time I say I've never watched it, people are like, but it's really dark and really, you know, and I'm like,
the reason I ask is because people are just talking. I mean, Gossip Girl has got to feel kind of tame compared to what we're seeing them like, especially the way they dress.
Yeah, no, I don't think that, I mean, maybe back then during early Gossip Girl, people were like, oh my God. But now people are like, oh my God. So I think it is a different world. I think that it's a whole different thing.